What's going on there, YouTube? It's SEL0320 representing JVS. This is a quick open discussion update. As you can see, just like I was doing when I looked at The Walking Dead in homage to Glenn, I'm doing now the same for Rick Famuyiwa as director of The Flash. He is gone. So now this is the second director that DC has lost for the Flash movie. And this technically will be, what, the second Flash movie ever? And I mean, the most lovable character that, I mean, is by far probably the CW's best show on TV. I came very close, you guys, and y'all know, like, I'm a DC, Marvel, I'm just a comic book lover. I literally almost said out of my mouth, DC sucks. It almost came out of my mouth. I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and my fiance about it, and I was like, why? What the heck? I literally saw Famuyiwa at Hall H at Comic-Con. I saw him there with Ben Affleck. I saw him there with, Perkins, and I was like, okay, this is awesome, and this was like me going hyped up for Suicide Squad. And then I seen what they did with Suicide Squad. And then, of course, I know what they did with Batman or Superman. And I was like, you take complete movies and you turn them on their heads, And I understood from David Ayer's standpoint, they could have done the same thing with him. And he had to make a creative choice of choosing a team that did the trailers to actually edit his movie, which was crazy, but it still worked in and of itself. But as you can see, looking at these extended trailers for the new, the extended cut for Suicide Squad, this is probably a better movie just from what the tonally changes they were, And I mean, all goes full circle that DC's trying to be their own, but at the same time trying to copy Marvel now, as far as tonally is concerned, and it can be identified with Batman vs Superman, with Zack Snyder, and with David Ayer, now with Suicide Squad. My prayer is, and it better not be this case. I haven't even gotten to the article yet. I'll read that as fast as I can, but if Wonder Woman ends up being not what it should be, which is actually, I mean, they already made it supposedly fun, okay? They've already made it kind of lighthearted, but they should have edge, it should have combat, it should be gripping, it should be better than the first Captain America movie, if not closer to, something different that we've never seen before, being that this is the very first female superhero, right? And I know I'm caking out, but I'm trying to renege that instinctual thought that I had as DC sucks, because they really don't. And now we're losing another director because of, creative differences. And I'm going to read this article for you. Alright, so Warner Brothers and DC Entertainment's The Flash movie has hit another big speed bump. Sources tell Variety director Rick Famuyiwa has left the project. Sources say that both Famuyiwa and the studio have creative differences and forced a split. Similar issues with the Wonder Woman project initially.
I know.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what happened. Similar with what happened with the Rose with the initial director for Wonder Woman. Case in point, that's why Patty Jenkins ended up being the director. This is what they kind of read off. I'd rather read the article that I read because this is actually seems like an interesting disclaimer. Warner Brothers has no comment on the news. When I was approached with the Warner Brothers and DC possibility of directing The Flash, I was excited about the opportunity. This is Rick. I was excited about the opportunity to be able to enter this amazing world of characters that I loved growing up, and I still do to this day. And I'm also excited to work alongside Ezra Miller, who is a phenomenal actor, Famuyiwa says in a statement. I pitched this version of the film and aligned with my voice and humor and heart. While it's disappointing that we couldn't get together creatively on the project, I remain grateful for the opportunity. I will continue to look for opportunities to tell stories that speak to a fresh general topic and multicultural point of view. And I wish Warner Brothers, DC, John Berg, Jeff Johns, Ezra Miller all the best as they continue their journey on the Speed Force. This move comes as a shock, states Variety. And I think there was some other statement that was really interesting that was said by Famuyiwa. What did he say? No, I think that was it. But, I mean, my thing is, dude, like, what are they doing? So you hire directors. And this reminds me back, and I'm not saying, DC is the only one, because Marvel's done it definitely. Edgar Wright is name point. I don't know that James Gunn is going to do this with Volume 2. It might be a shift, but I doubt it, just looking at the trailers. But the thing about DC versus Marvel, Marvel is its own entity. Disney has paid off them to be their own production. That's why it's now Marvel Studios versus Marvel Cinematic Universe. Whereas DC, branding wise, now they're going to be shifted over through AT&T. Now they've always been under Warner Brothers. So they don't have their own studio baseline like Marvel does. So creatively, there are things that kind of keeps them at bay. And I think from a directorial standpoint, it just doesn't make sense. To me, you hire a director to go and put emphasis on something big and new. Yes, the production, they always have the say so at the end of the day because they're the ones that make the money. But it's like, why hire directors that have creative prowess, but then just shoot them out? Or shoot the idea that they pitch out and distort it and makeshift it. And honestly, I don't know if he left or they told him to leave. It might have been he left because you don't make a makeshift Flash when you already got a good Flash on TV. If they ended up coming out and the Flash movie ended up being like something just crazy, which it could be now, and you know what I'm saying, Rick was the director, I mean, that would have hurt, man. Especially if this is somebody that you love. And that's like, it's not a good look, you guys. It's not a good look. I mean, I know for a fact Justice League is going to be a fun movie, but I feel like Justice League is going to be tempered by the whims of what people's perspective on a subjective level is, on just the universe in general. And that's the reason why all these executives are getting their hands in the cookie bin and swirling stuff up, and now we don't have a Flash director, which is saddening, and I just wanted to express that to you guys. I don't know if y'all feel the same way. Leave in the comment section below. I am not going to state that DC sucks. I'm still going to try to have a level of optimism and belief, but I can tell you Justice League is going to be good, but if Wonder Woman is not, I know why. And it is all a mode. It's just like when I think about Marvel movies and they have this one set blueprint where they don't take any chances and nothing really happens, and it makes it so that anybody and everybody can watch it versus it on being creatively amazing. You know what I'm saying? And then DC on the other side of that, they started off creative, started off all guns rolling, and then they got scared, back down, and now they are making crazy moves. So I don't know. This is a great time to be a geek. It's a great time to be a comic book fan and entertainment in general. It's a great time. So it's like you see news like this and it's like, that sucks. You know? I don't know. That's my thoughts. My shirt feels tight. You know, I'm getting bigger. But I gotta go. I gotta go and look at Gotham or either Supergirl, one or the other. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Peace, everybody.